Okay, I just came back from a wonderful trip in Spain. I think it's time to share my favorite films for the year of 2022. Hey guys, welcome back to the Movie Geek Production channel. My name is Bernard Cisneros. There's a lot of great movies that came out in the year 2022. Lots of great gems. Some stinkers. We're not going to talk about some of the worst movies of 2022. I'm not going to do that. This was a tough list to put together because I decided to private that list on Letterboxd because I knew I wasn't confident enough. Because I know I was planning to change around the list. And I'm finally now confident to say that this is my top 10 favorite films of 2022. So before we go on to number 10, I'd like to share some of the honorable mentions that did not make the cut. The honorable mentions are Weird, the Al Yankovic Story, Clerks 3, The Sea Beast, Matilda the Musical, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, The Adam Project, The Banshees of Inisherin, She Said, Avatar The Way of Water, The Menu, Speak No Evil, Baldo, False Chronicle of the Handful of Truth, Bones and All, The Whale, Bros, The Black Phone, X, Pearl, The Northman, Decision to Leave, All Quiet on the Western Front remake, Triangle of Sadness, Tar, Guillermo del Toro version of Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, and No. Those are my honorable mentions. Let's get on to number 10. Prey is a film directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who did 10 Cloverfield Lane, a filmmaker I'm a big fan of and understand about filmmaking really extremely well. And Prey is a film I was very much looking forward to seeing, but kind of sad it was not theatrical run. It was on Hulu instead, which kind of sucks because after seeing Prey, made me want to see this movie on a big screen. It's action-packed, entertaining, engaging. It just takes to a whole new level in this. It's a different time period. It is not future, it's the past, and we deals with this character played by Amber Midthunder, who trying to prove herself that she can be a warrior. And it is a fight against the predator and her. It's phenomenal to watch on the TV screen, not on the big screen sadly, but it's just an entertaining film all the way through, and the film that just captivated me to watch and see her go through and just do something that she wanted to do and become something that she destined to do. Some of the scenes are just so exciting to watch, especially the fights between the predator and the main lead in the film. That's just so entertaining. Just action, violence, that's all you need from a Predator movie to see. And Prey delivers all of that. This is a horror film of the year for me. Love every minute of this film and how extreme this movie is. And that takes you something that you've never seen. And I went this movie cold and blind, knowing nothing about this movie. And I have not seen any of the trailers because I feel like the poster is enough for me to see this movie in the theater. And I'm so glad I did see this in the theater and experience it for myself of something truly special. This is a movie that's just, again, just like Prey, captivated me all the way through from the beginning to the end, especially the third act of the movie that just takes me to a whole new journey and just let me feel shocked yet speechless at the same time, with great characters and great setup and great setting. The setting itself of the movie is very creepy and atmospheric, and I love about that film. They showcase the atmosphere on that level. And then this is a story about this young lady who go into Airbnb and stay there, and something creepy about it. And you got a great cast. You got Justice Long and Bill Skarsgård, and the highlight for me is Georgina Campbell. And my favorite aspect about Barbarian is the direction by Zach Cregger, by the cinematography, by the direction and the setup and its execution, how the film was shot. It's something I would totally do. It is right in my alley. I love this movie so much, and I'm so glad this is in theaters, and hopefully we get a physical media release because it has not yet released on Blu-ray nor 4K. It is a very special horror movie. I thoroughly love this movie so much. animation film of the year. I did not expect to be that great of a movie. I was completely shocked how great of a movie this is. Like, I really enjoyed Puss in Boots, the first movie. I think it's an underrated gem, in my opinion. But however, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish blew that first film out of the water. Something about this movie is special. The animation style is unique and beautiful, and the story is so engaging to watch. I don't know what it is. Is the animation style? Is it the story? Is it the direction that this film took? It's everything what you wanted in the Puss in Boots to be great. A gorgeous film to watch. Not only that, it's so entertaining, it's engaging, and yet this is a story that both adults and kids can watch. It's just a great little film that just blew my socks off. I didn't expect to love this movie, and yet it exceeded that expectation that I did not expect to love this movie. I didn't expect to love this movie. I just wanted an enjoyable animated movie, and it made a better experience for me to watch because it turned out to be a great movie. And I love how creative the storytelling this film is, and how they use some of the fairy tales characters that coincide with Puss in Boots' journey in the story, trying to get the last wish that nice lives are running out, and he's trying to get that wish to live on more. And you got Goldilocks, and the three bears are amazing in this movie, and you got Death, which is one of the coolest looking antagonists I've seen in an anime movie in a long while. It's just a fantastic movie that just shocked me how great of a movie it is. This was easily my most anticipated film of the year, and I was really worried this film might suck, but it ain't, because this film is fantastic, and it exceeded my expectation 1,000 times more, because of Matt Reeves, the filmmaker that I truly adore, from Cloverfield, Let Me In, and The Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and War for the Planet of the Apes. A fantastic filmmaker who knows and understands how to tell a character piece. A great story as well. He understands world building, and that's what the Batman gives us. Great world building, great characters, and great tone. I love the tone in this movie. It is a grimy detective noir film. This is a truly detective movie that we have been waiting for a Batman movie. That's what my kind of nitpick into the previous Batman movies, and Matt Reeves' the Batman shows why the Batman is the world great detective. It shows this is very much a 7/ David Fincher-esque film that has a lot going on, and there's a lot of layers into it, and Paul Dano performance as the Riddler is just so captivating for me to watch. Just he brings into the screen, as well as Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne, aka the Batman. Matt Reeves had done it again, and why he is a great filmmaker and understands characters into big screen. And I love this movie. I saw it 3 times in theaters on IMAX. All of them are on IMAX, and I love this movie to death. It's one of those movies that just never leave my brain. It stuck with me for the rest of 2022. It's just a beautiful film that just truly gives a very unique Batman film that we have not seen before. And Michael Giacchino's score is just electric. I love everything about the score. I love everything about this movie. This was the movie that revived the cinema's going experience. A lot of people went to see this movie, and it shows. And this film blew the first film out of the water. I was not expected to love this movie, but it did. It opens my eyes and how this film, like questioning how they did this movie, how they made this movie, because they shot this like almost for real, and it is for real. They shot this, you see the behind the scenes and all that. It is a spectacle to be seen on a big screen, especially if you see this movie on IMAX. When I first saw this movie on IMAX, it literally opened my heart and why we all go to the movie theaters. We go to the movie theater for one, an escape, and two, to immerse the world that is about to take you on the big screen. And Top Gun Maverick does that for me. It took me to a journey that I never thought I will emotionally connect with. The first film, the original Top Gun, was just a mindless popcorn film, and there's not a lot going on. But Top Gun Maverick, it exceeded that film out of the water, and it showed characters, and it shows emotion, and it showcased the beauty of action film that this film portrays. The action sequences in this movie, the aerial sequences in this film, if I may say so myself, is breathtaking to watch. There's a reason why this movie had been delayed multiple times, because this film was meant to be seen on the biggest screen as possible. Not at home, but in the movie theater, with popcorn on your hand, with Diet Coke, whatever your preference, your drink preference is, and you just ate it because it is that enjoyable film to watch. It's enjoyable, it's emotional, it has everything that you're hoping for an action film. And Tom Cruise knows how to make a movie that is an experience to watch on the big screen. And I'm so glad that Top Gun Maverick was the reason that everybody went back to the movie theaters again. I'm a big Damien Chazelle fan, from Whiplash to La La Land to The First Man, now Babylon. This is definitely Chazelle's most ambitious film to date, and a film that truly immersed myself into the world that many go through in the film. This is a love letter to film, this is a love letter to filmmaking, and this is a film showcase silent to sound. And it had a very familiar from The Artist, a wonderful film that won Best Picture. I love The Artist. It reminded me of that movie, also Shooting Stars. A very underrated, underappreciated silent film that I highly recommend watching. Babylon showcased everything that you want to know about, from silent transition to sound. It had everything going on. It's a crazy, bombastic, loud film, very energetic. A lot of great moments in the movie. In particular, I have 3 scenes that I truly love. I love some moments that showcase the arts of filmmaking, and we got to see that in the biggest screen as possible. This is an epic. This is a 3-hour long movie that never felt dull. Not a single moment in the movie never felt dull moment. I was just engaged watching this movie, and I cannot wait to revisit this movie again, because it has stuck with me, especially the third act of the film. The third act of the film, it was something that is for film lovers, including me. That's just truly emotional. I was very just, I was in it. I was in for the ride. The way Damien Chazelle directed this movie is like, it's quick, it's energetic, it's great, and it showcased characters that's struggling, trying to go be something that they want to be, and then the downfall on that. It's fantastic. Everything about this movie I just truly love, and the music, the score is just brassy and loud and wonderful. It's a very divisive film for film fans. Some people love it, some people hated it, some people are in the middle, but I love this movie. Rian Johnson, he done it again. One of my favorite filmmakers with Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery. A film I was so excited, just anticipated to watch this movie, because I want to see this movie as soon as possible. And I'm so glad I saw it in theaters. It is so much fun. It is quick, energetic, hilarious, and a lot of great moments that just truly just engaged me. This film is just as great as the first Knives Out. Love both equally, and I love the fact that Rian Johnson did something really different from the first original Knives Out movie, and just he done it again. With a great new cast. Kate Hudson, Dave Bautista, Aaron Norton, Leslie Odom Jr., Jessica Henwick, and of course Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc. One of my favorite new characters in the recent years that Rian Johnson had written for. I just love this character so much, played by wonderfully Daniel Craig. Every time he's on the screen, it's just my eyes were wide open and glued to the screen because his performance is just so good and so much fun to watch. This is such an enjoyable murder mystery. A lot of great commentary showcased in the movie. It's just so much fun. I thoroughly love this movie. It is as great as Knives Out, and I'm so glad I was not disappointed by this movie because I was really worried if this movie is gonna suck or not as good, not be as great as the first Knives Out. Because Knives Out is a truly special movie for me, and Glass Onion exceeded that expectation, and it's just downgrade my worry. Like, I'm not worried about this movie anymore because this is a great movie and a great sequel to Knives Out and a great continuation with Benoit Blanc. And I need more. After this movie, after finishing Glass Onion, I want a third movie now. I want a fourth movie or the fifth movie. I don't know how many of this movie we're gonna get with Benoit Blanc. I just want to see more of this character. I love this character so much, and how he settled into the murder mystery aspect of it. I just love how fun this movie is. What a film. What has been said has already been said. RRR is nothing like I ever seen before. This film is unique from all the films that I mentioned so far in this top 10. It had everything. It's a historical movie. It's an action movie. It is a drama. It's a musical. It is a comedy. It's a romance. It is a bromance movie. It had everything what you wanted into a very entertaining, engaging film that truly, I was in awe watching this movie. And I was just baffled what I just saw. I mean, what... this movie got made. And it's one of the best film of the year. It's just fantastic, this movie. This film had been hyped about. Everybody loves this movie. I was late in the party. I saw it in December. And I was in love with this movie. In love. It had everything what you wanted. And I saw this movie around 1 a.m. and finished around 4 a.m. in the morning. I was awake all the way through. It was so engaging. The action sequences is nothing like I ever seen before. The editing, the direction, the performances, it's just astonishing. And I'm hoping I can get this Blu-ray release because I need that in my collection. Because this film is special. It is special, and I'm hoping that everybody get to see this movie and experience it. And I wish I saw it in theaters. I would die for it to see it in theaters. This was an experience that I never thought I would ever see before in my life. Because how different it is. It is definitely different. And it is great. I was shocked. I was in awe. I was inspired. I was emotionally connected with the story. It has had everything what you wanted and more. And not to. That musical number. It was a highlight in the movie. It was a highlight for me. It was... This film literally makes me have a big smile on my face. It does. I mean, it cured me. I love this movie. I love RR. And this was a very unique film that I ever saw in the year of 2022. Imaginative, crazy, creative, emotional, funny, unique. Everything everywhere all at once. It was something I was very much looking for seeing, and it exceeded that expectation. Michelle Yeoh, wonderful performance. Stephanie Hsu, amazing performance. Jamie Lee Curtis, amazing. I mean, the entire cast in this movie is phenomenal. But not only that, the story is just something to behold. It is engaging, it's emotional. It gets into the heart. It is groundbreaking. Everything about this movie is just phenomenal, from the direction, the cinematography, the editing, the visual effects, the style that this movie gives in is just bonkers. When you read the script, when you think about this movie, you think that, oh, that could not work in the big screen. Guess what? That script that they made by the Daniels worked. It worked because it's so unique. It is very different from the other movie that I've seen. It had a multiverse storyline, but that's not important. The important part is between the mother and daughter aspect of the movie, the emotional core of the movie, the characters. That's what's more important than the multiverse stuff that this film takes in. It's just a beautiful story, a very simple yet powerful story about a mother who trying to, trying to keep the living going, but at the same time you have a daughter who is very an outcast, misunderstood, trying to understand her feeling to her mother. It's a beautiful story, but at the same time very crazy story. It's all best of both worlds. You have the crazy story with the multiverse, and you got an emotional story with the mother and daughter and the family aspect of it. It's just wonderful. Like they balance that really well in the movie. That's just made in a very entertaining yet emotional film. Story time. So, this film was not showing in my local movie theaters, nor an hour away from me. It was not showing. So I was getting mad. Like, why this film was not showing in on a release date that was supposed to be coming out November 23rd. Then I found out San Antonio, Texas. That's 4 hours away from my hometown I'm currently at. So I was like, okay. I drove 4 hours just to watch one movie and drove 4 hours back to my hometown. Just for one day. Because Steven Spielberg means a lot to me. He is the reason why I want to become a filmmaker in the first place. Filmmaking is a passion of mine that nobody understood why. It was different from other careers that, becoming a dentist, or becoming a doctor, or police, whatever. It was a different world that my parents trying to understand my passion of as a movie fan and as a filmmaker. And I didn't fit in school, and because I was a movie guy, I didn't have friends who are into movies like me. So it was hard. It was hard trying to fit in, but at the same time, this filmmaking idea was a big dream of mine. It's a big dream. It was a long stretch. I have doubts of me becoming a filmmaker. After watching The Fabelmans, I got a little hope that maybe being a filmmaker could happen. I'm fresh out of college. I'm trying to find a job. It was a struggle. And this film gave me a lot of hope. It's a beautiful coming of age movie about this kid named Sammy who found something that he's good at. Similar to me. Filmmaking is something I'm really good at. I was a creative kid. I was more into arts. I love to draw. I love to paint. I love to create things. Sammy reminded me of me. This film was so relatable. A lot of emotional connection to them, to the story that this film takes in. And it's a beautiful story of coming of age, and it's also about dreams. And about dream becoming something that you want to become. It's a beautiful story that I knew I was going to love. And I love this movie so much. And I want to see it again. It's a beautiful tale, and I cried 3 times in 3 different scenes. It broke me. This film truly broke me. After watching this movie, I was speechless. I couldn't, I couldn't think. I was emotionally devastated by this movie. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. But also gave me hope that this filmmaking life that I'm having could happen. I really want to make movies already. Like, this film gives everything what I wanted. That showcase of a kid growing up and struggled and yet have a love and passion in filmmaking. It's a beautiful movie. And Steven Spielberg still got it. He is a wonderful director that I always look for whenever he makes a new movie. And Steven Spielberg is the reason why I want to become a filmmaker in the first place. And The Fabelmans is my number 1 favorite movie of the year. After seeing this movie, I was like, yes, this is my number 1 favorite movie of the year. There's so many great moments, just powerful moments that just immediately captivate on the big screen. And the cinematography is beautiful, gorgeous, the direction is top notch. as always from Steven Spielberg, and the score by John Williams is beautiful and just a gorgeous score. It is a beautiful movie, a great story, and a wonderful story that we can all relate to. It's a wonderful film, a truly special film. I love this movie so much, and I hope one day I can meet Steven Spielberg and say thank you, for bringing this inspiration and for making this movie. You know, showcase his life, his personal life, because it's a very personal movie, and it shows. It's a personal yet beautiful movie. There you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the list of my top 10 favorite movie of 2022. So yeah, have a great day. Take care.